Let us understand about the stress. Before understanding the stress, it reminds me a story about the stress. In some parts of the world, some people eat the frog. One day, a chef was given to cook a frog. The moment he took for the cooking, he could not do it effectively. And the frog used to jump a lot. Understanding the nature of the frog, the cook started to work on how to do it. Then he brought the frog and placed it in a cool water, and the frog experienced the comfortness of the cool water. And gradually he placed that cool water to boil on a stove. The moment he started the stove, the frog in the initial stage felt that, okay, it's very good water, I can stay here, because it was already a cool water. Gradually there was rising of the temperature. The moment the stove was on for the purpose of the cooking, the frog experienced the warmth of the water, and it also felt fine. I am an amphibian, I can stay with the warm water also, it will not be a problem for me. It started adjusting with the warm water, and each degree of the temperature started to create some amount of discomfort with the frog. As it was getting heated and heated, the frog started to adjust to the changing temperature. Each time the temperature was rising, the frog was feeling that, yes, I can adjust, I can adjust. So with this sense of adjustment, it continued till the water started to the boiling point, and finally the frog got cooked in the boiling water. Similarly, as an individual in our daily life, we are experiencing such situation. Whenever there is a response, we keep on neglecting, we keep on overpowering that particular stress response and fail to manage the stress, and that worsens the situation, leading to the stress induced disorders. Stress is essentially not even bad for anybody. So it is a salt of the life. You can say stress as a spice of the life. In medical sense, stress is essentially the wear and tear of the rate of the wear and tear of our body. Stress occurs when the pressure is greater than the resources. Normally, the stress control methodology can be adopted using the ABC model. ABC means A stands for awareness. Whenever we come across the stressful situations, we need to develop the sense of awareness, how this is being affected. Second, we need to develop the balancing approach in order to cope up with the stressful conditions and its influences. A fine balance of the positive stress and the negative stress. Without stress, there is no progress in the life. Some amount of stress is essential for motivation, for activation. So it is necessary to find the fine balance of the eustress and the distress. The third one is the control methodology. C stands for the control. How to control the stress or to develop the coping mechanisms of the stress. The stress brings certain amount of chemical changes as well as the structural changes. The chemical composition of the body changes when we find the various changes in our body. Some of the changes are merely the signs of damages of the body which are taking place in the body, and some of the changes are the mechanisms of the body to get a kind of adaptation, and some of the changes are also going to be vulnerable for certain diseases which can be the factors of various disorders in the body, which are continuing through the means of the defense mechanism. Dr. Hans Selye calls these all the changes in totality as the general adaptation syndrome, which is propounded theory which has been put forward in the year 1936 as gas theory or general adaptation theory. According to this theory, the influence of the stress takes place in 3 phases. The first phase is the alarm reaction. The second is the stage of resistance or adaptation stage. The third is the stage of exhaustion. Life is largely a process of adaptation to the circumstances in which we exist. The secret of health and happiness lies in successful adjustment or adaptation to the ever-changing conditions in this globe. The disease and unhappiness are the penalties for failure in this process of adjustment, and this has been concluded in the 3 phases, that is the general adaptation syndrome theory. Normally, the stress occurs when the pressure is greater than the resources. The mechanism of stress can be attributed to the ABC model. A stands for the awareness, B stands for the balance, C stands for the control. Whenever we come across the stressful situations, it is necessary to find a fine awareness to know the changes which are taking place on our mind and body. And then the second approach is to find the balancing conditions. Whenever there is huge influence of the stress which naturally disturbs the rhythm of the body, to control those disturbing factors, to develop the stability, the mechanism of balance will help. And the third approach is the control. The coping strategies, the controlling mechanisms are helpful to bring a wonderful change to the stress management. The nervous system and endocrine system play an important role in our system to carry the stable homeostatic conditions or to establish the homeostasis. Homeostasis is the fine state of equilibrium in the psychophysiological, neuromuscular and glandular mechanisms. The body always makes an entire effort to keep the steady conditions. The steadiness of the body is an important state of equilibrium which is known as homeostasis. But on account of the ongoing stressful situations, it gets disturbed in many ways. This theory has been adopted in the form of general adaptation syndrome theory. Let us understand the general adaptation syndrome with the help of this diagram. Normally, we experience different levels of abilities to cope up with the stress. Sometimes there is a high level of ability, sometimes the low level of ability, sometimes we can experience the normal conditions. The resistance level to stress will be either of these 3 levels, either the low, normal or high. In the first phase, the moment we experience any kind of stressors or the stimulus to the stress, the shock and the counter shock mechanism takes place in the alarm reaction. The first phase of the stress is the alarm reaction. The moment we come across an incidence of the stress, we experience certain changes in our sympathetic nervous system, and that is being triggered with a form of counter shock for that particular stimulus. In the second level, this continues to go for adjustment or adaptation, that is the resistance level. Here the HPA model works. Hypothalamic, pituitary and adrenal axis takes care to find required changes for coping mechanisms of the stress. Normally, these are certain psychophysiological changes. From the hypothalamus, there is a signal to the pituitary, and that is modulated in the adrenal activity for secretion of the cortisol hormone like increased hormonal secretions will be there, increased energy supply are being there, muscular activities are being tuned to cope with that particular incidence. It can also be the past breathing, the rate of respiration will change in order to supply the good amount of energy needs. And when an individual continues for the continuous exposure to the adaptation, he falls into the exhaustion because of the depletion of the resources of the body takes place. When body starts giving up the coping ability, it invites the situation of the sickness, or it loses the immunity to an ongoing problem of the stress, and finally it can be attributed or it can be vulnerable to experience the disease or the disorders. So likewise, in these three dimensions, the alarm, the resistance and the exhaustion, we find the influence of the stress from a stressor to the disease condition. The exhaustion stage can be addressed with a proper treatment or medical therapy, or the victim can continue to suffer because of the stressful events. We can see the signs of the stress in multiple dimensions. They can be of physical, mental, emotional, behavioral and philosophical level. In the physical level, we can find the experience of the shallow or fast breathing, inability to relax, or sometimes the altered intestinal motility, which may lead to the condition like the constipation or diarrhea, loss of appetite, the chronic fatigue syndrome. The mental signals of the stress can be perceived like lower cognitive capacities, poor concentration and lack of memory or lack of attention, confusion and disorientation, indecisiveness, procrastination. In the emotional level, we can see the changes like the depression, mood swings, loss of confidence, insecurity feelings, feelings of worthlessness or hopeless situation. In the behavioral changes, we find the irritability, relationship problems, lack of initiative, poor productivity, carelessness. On the philosophical changes, we can see the loss of purpose in the life, giving up the faith, cynicism, loss of sense of community with others, sense of being abandoned.